Hi, good day to you. My name is Colin, and today I'm coming to you from the University of Johannesburg's Kingsway campus. We're speaking to one of the lecturers in the accountancy department. She's a chartered accountant, qualified. Her name is Stephanie Venter. She's going to tell us about her community engagement work, what she does at UJ, and what inspires her in life. Very interesting interview. Be with us, listen to this one. All right, welcome to you, Steph. Please tell us, who's Stephanie Venter? Where do you come from and what do you do at UJ?
I'm very lucky to teach the second year BCom students, and I get to teach them something that I'm very passionate about, which is ethics and auditing. Together with that, I have the great privilege of being part of the Vodacom Change the World initiative. I have been a Vodacom Change the World volunteer for 2 years now at the CLEP Youth Program, and that is something that has absolutely given me the chance to live what I love. Together with that, I am happily married. I have a little girl of 1 year old, and I just really love life right now. I'm privileged to be able to combine two things in my life: my skill set and my passion. I don't think a lot of people are able to do that. So that's very important to me to actually be true to myself. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to come to UJ, because it allows you to do that.
What are your qualifications?
So I studied my BCom accountancy degree at the University of Pretoria, and I did my honours degree at the University of Johannesburg. I also completed my CTA, my articles at Deloitte, and then qualified as a chartered accountant. And I'm very thankful to say that I'm registered with SAICA as a chartered accountant.
And what are the benefits of being a chartered accountant?
There's just so many. I have to be honest, for me it was always a battle between, is this really what I want to do? Is it really what I want to do? And now that I'm there, I just realized that the opportunities are endless. You can enter into any industry with this qualification. You can enter into any role with this qualification. You are not only limited to auditing or finance. Look at me, I am in academia right now and in community engagement, and the CA qualification definitely gives you a bit of street cred when it comes to fundraising, when it comes to operations, when it comes to project management. So I think it's a qualification that prepares you to be an excellent business person in general. Article certainly gives you a lot of exposure, so really possibilities are endless.
What inspires you to do well in your career?
For me, I think it's always been important to have a certain standard of excellence, and it has to do with what I believe, that you can't do things halfway, and you weren't made to just sit back and see how little work you can do. You were made to do great things, so once you're in it, go for it. When it comes to my community engagement side and my passion on that, there's one thing that has always driven me, and that is the question, if not you, who? And if not now, when? So, some people just have to put up their hand and take action for certain causes, otherwise nothing would get done. So I do believe you have a certain responsibility to be a good steward of the gifts that you've received, whether it's talent, whether it's time, whether it's money, all of those is something that you have to be responsible with.
Recently, you introduced the great debate at the university, and you want to teach students about ethics and being fit for the future. Please tell us, what does the great debate mean, and what do students do in this debate?
At UJ and at the Department of Accountancy, we don't aim to just send someone out to become an average business person, to do the work and not get fired. Any university can do that gets accredited. We want to send someone out in the workplace with something extra. We want to send someone out that has the potential to become a manager, that has the potential to become a business owner. So to enable us to do that, we need to give you something extra. And that is the aim of the UJ Great Debate. We want to give you the pervasive skills or the soft skills that makes you someone that could easily lead a group, lead a team, because you understand and you know how to manage a process and to manage expectation. You know how to communicate well. You know how to keep to deadlines. You know how to respect managers and authority in a healthy way. So to us, the UJ Great Debate is about making ethics interesting and making it relevant again. So maybe I can share a bit of how it works. So at the UJ Great Debate, make groups, submit a written report, presentation and debate. But the interesting thing here is there are 3 ethical dilemmas, and you as a group can choose between one of your 3 dilemmas, which is capitalism, genetic modification of food, and freedom of speech. What you cannot choose is whether you are debating for or against this ethical dilemma. So we want to make people uncomfortable. We want to put them in the position where they have to speak about capitalism, but they are actually, they have to speak maybe against capitalism, but they are actually a pure capitalist. We want to force you to have a different point of view and a different perspective, not to change your perspective, but to help you with the understanding of someone else's viewpoint. That is what will make you successful, what will make you a leader, what will make you, it will make you someone that's relatable to all your staff if you understand their point of view. So it's really to help our students be great in their jobs, in life. We just want to equip them to get that.
You are part of the Vodacom Change the World program, which is a community engagement. And I understand that the applications for this community engagement program are open until the 4th of April this year. Can you please tell us about this? How did it come about and how can people participate in this?
So the Vodacom Change the World initiative is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. So how it works is you apply with a project to Vodacom. It's not filling the gap of an organization like going on with their normal operations. It's you proposing a development or a growth element. If they choose your project, they fund your project. So the key here is that it's not about the funds for the organization, it's about the skill. They want to try to get skilled people in an environment or an industry where usually, they can't afford maybe as many skills as they need. So being chosen, you get so much support from Vodacom, the organization gets a lot of support from Vodacom, and then you get to launch a project that's supposed to be sustainable and that changes the life in a community. So my project is the KYP Career Center. The Kliptown Youth Program does amazing work with the children from grade 1 to grade 12 to help them get their matric certificates at the end of the day. In Kliptown, the unemployment figures are about 70%, which is so much higher than the national average of about 26% right now. So we wanted to say, even though this organization does so much work, we still aren't solving the problem. We need to help these guys link up with an opportunity to earn income, whether that is linking them up with training first, universities first, FET colleges first, learnerships, or straight into job opportunities. We want to make sure that we connect the need with the opportunity.
As part of the Vodacom Change the World program, the Kliptown Youth Program, can you tell us about that?
So I vaguely mentioned that they help someone from grade 1 to 12, get a matric certificate, but it's so much more than that. They feed approximately 450 kids every day. So the children of Kliptown come through the center to get a sandwich for lunch, and after school they come back to get a cooked meal. And for many of those kids, that's the only meal that they get for the day. Kliptown has become a sanctuary in an environment and a community that is, after almost 50 years, still an informal settlement. So there's no services, there's no help, no schools, no electricity, no running water, no ablution facilities. So it's a challenged community. Within that community, as I said, the feeding scheme and the education program makes a massive difference. They also have an arts and culture program that's specifically focused on soccer, obviously. We've got some big Chiefs fans there. And then also on gumboots dancing. And what's so interesting about the gumboots dancing, even though it's not their main focus, there are people at KYP that have not been to, let's say, Pretoria, but they've been to Germany to actually perform this gumboots performance of theirs. So they get exposed to so many international people and thoughts and ideas, even though they live in a community that looks much different. But that broadens their horizons completely. So bottom line is, KYP has become a safe haven. That's the place to go after school. So people hang out there, and whether it's good or bad, just to have people hanging out there, it certainly is a positive place for information to be spread through about job opportunities, about helping people get their attitude right to be job ready. We have a big focus on our job seekers as well. That it's not just a case of putting your name on a list and if a job comes up, you take it. We want people to have the right attitude. And in order to do that, we train them in various aspects of actually getting that job. So I think if I can sum up, it's to empower the students of KYP to be the architects of their own exit strategy out of poverty.
And what message do you have for students that want to be part of community engagement activities and wish to be like you because of the work that you do?
My message to students would be that there's so many more opportunities than you think. People tend to say, oh, I want to be involved, but they never take the next step. Because firstly, they don't really focus on what moves them, what cause moves them. And I always say that if it moves you, that's probably what you were called to. If you hear about hunger, if you hear about homelessness, and that's what moves you more than something else, find out, Google, ask around. We have an amazing community engagement team at the University of Johannesburg already that you can slot into, and just be a responsible citizen. Be a citizen of a do nation, as we always say. To put up your hand and be part of the solution. I think my big message, though, to students is that you have to love what you do. And I walked a longer path to get to that. I started with my journey through accountancy, and I kept wondering and praying, how is this going to fit together? How is a financial background and a community engagement passion going to fit together? And I want to encourage people to not take second best when it comes to that. You are going to work for a long time, minimum 40 years. Make sure that you almost cultivate your environment into something that feeds every element of who you are. And it's possible. It's possible. So, just be adamant about that. Be adamant about living your passion, and there will be so much success for you in every sphere.
All right, there you have it, guys. We spoke to Stephanie, and she told us about her community engagement work. I think that's something very close to her heart, as you could have heard the answers that came from her. If you would like to be part of any community engagement program within the university, you can contact the community engagement office, which is based at the Doornfontein campus. I know they're involved with a whole lot of other projects in the Orange Farm community. They're also doing stuff for Mandela Day every year, and a whole lot of other projects working with orphanages, old age homes. If you want to be part of it, contact them and stay in touch. Let's change our communities. It's a good work, and I would like to thank her for the work that she has done, and it's all thanks to the University of Johannesburg. Thank you very much.
The University of Johannesburg. Rethink, reinvent.